Hello everybody, this is Elizabeth at Valley Poultry, and I wanted to share with you the design of my call duck pens. This is one of the things that I'm asked about the most, so I thought I would go through and give you a little video tour on what they look like and how we built them. This has been trial and error over the course of about 3 different pen designs. So this is the one that I settled on and the one I like the most. The overall dimensions is 8 feet long by 4 feet wide. These latches are called butterfly latches, and you can get them on Amazon. They're very secure. It's kind of difficult to get them open, so they're definitely predator proof. Each pen has a divider, and this divider is made from a cattle panel with 1 by 1/2 inch black PVC coated wire. The nice thing about this design is that I can pull this panel out and make it one big pen, which is really nice if you're housing multiple birds for the course of the winter. The tubs are mortar mixing tubs that you can get at Lowe's, and the drain is just a standard utility sink drain. Then what we did was we added a piece of PVC coated hardware cloth down into the water, and then I can just flip that up and get it out of the way when I need to scrub things out, clean it, whatever, and the birds can climb in and out of the pools. When I get a new bird, I stick a brick in here to help teach them how to get in and out of the pool. These mats are just generally so that not quite so much of the food gets wasted and thrown on the ground. These are from Walmart. They're the standard rubber ribbed welcome mats. They're about $4, and then I just turned them upside down. My feeders are cane hog feeders. They're piglet feeders, and they have a bracket that you can mount them on, and you can lift it up and take it out. I can't really do that one-handed and show you. The lids, the downside to these is that there's no lid to them, and so you have to protect it from the weather. I use Missouri waterfowl, and it seems to work pretty well inside there. Once in a while we have to take all the food out and clean the feeders out. So each side of this is 4 by 4, and there's there's no exact dimension of the little nest box, because when I designed the first one, my husband goes, "How big do you want this thing?" And I'm like, I don't know, here. How about here to about here? Yeah, that was the exact dimensions. I think it was 16 by 18, roughly-ish. And it has a little door on it, and I have a pulley system to where I can close the door by the rope, or I can open the door. And there's a cockroach. Imagine that. It's got feathers stuck to it. Go figure. Then the rope extends to the outside and is just hooked here by a very simple cup hook, and then you can open it and close it that way. I use that a lot, especially if I'm trying to catch birds in here. They go ducking into their nest box, and then I can't catch them. Then on the side of these, there's a little door where their nest box is, and I generally line that with the fine shavings. I was using hay and then the thick shavings, the big fat shavings, but it seemed like they were able to pick those up and carry them out and dump them, so I stopped using those and went to the fine. A lot of people, when they build these pens, they like to cover the whole roof with tin. I prefer to have almost like a skylight in mine so that they can still get sunshine. And in the summer, I don't have this plastic over it, and I just use shade cloth to provide them with some shade, but it also allows rain to fall through, so they get some fresh water, and they get rained on, which is good for them. This year, I spent a crap ton of money buying these plastic corrugated panels for the winter. Previously, I had been getting clear plastic shower curtains from the dollar store and going all the way around the coops to winterize them. And then I would just tack a furring strip across the top and the bottom. Well, this got to be a great big giant pain with as many pens as I winterize. So I sucked it up and I bought the clear panels, and then I take those off in the spring and the summer. The side panel stays and it gets really dirty, and there's not a lot you can do about it unless you want to take it off and clean it. But it stays so that it protects the food from getting wet. My call ducks have spent all winter in here with absolutely no problem, even when we had freezing temperatures. I drained their pools and I gave them a little rubber bowl full of water several times a day, and that's what we did to get through the winter, and it seemed to work great. I didn't lose any birds and don't have any frostbite or loss. As you can see, I will generally keep 3 adults in here, trios. Sometimes, one time I did do 4. I did do a quad with 2 males and 2 hens, and they seemed to have plenty of room and they were fine. Here's an example of a pen that's now just got leftover drakes, the spares, as I call them, and the divider is out. So they just have one big pen with 2 pools. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 10 birds in here, and they really don't seem overly cramped. But I can always put the divider back in and turn it back into 2 separate pens when I organize everybody for breeding. The other thing I wanted to show you was this fabulous drain system that my husband did. All of these are plumbed together into one big long drain, and it runs all the way down the yard and way out into the field, so that when I drain these pens, I'm not flooding my yard. Yeah, it freezes in the winter, so there is that. Not much you can do about it. Everything's gonna freeze. This is a rather expensive valve that you can get. It's a green leaf valve. You can get these at Tractor Supply. The reason I suck it up and buy those is because I have a lot of issues twisting and turning those little white ones that you normally have with PVC. And so these are just a whole lot easier for me to operate. So we put them on every pen now. And leveling this, yeah, well, it's just a matter of bricks and cinder blocks and whatever, because it does need to be somewhat level. Oh, I forgot to mention, this from the ground to the top is 4 feet. We don't do a lot, like math a lot, so we made it really, really simple when we constructed this. It's 4 feet across. These are cut 4 feet. This 2x4, this 2x2, this 2x4 they're all 4 feet, and then the length of it is 8 feet. And then because there's not much of a load bearing up here, this is just a 2x2. These are all pressure treated 2x2s and 2x2s for the doors. It makes it a little bit more economical to build than using 2x4s, although you certainly can. So I drained this so I can attempt to one-handedly show you how easy these are to maintain and clean. All right, here we go. Just hose all the poo off. So rude. Some like to be sprayed, some not so much. right, so once everything is hosed off, turn on the water. I have this high-tech device to hold the door closed for me so that nobody escapes. And then I just close the valve and it fills up. And that's really all there is to it. Sure, I'm forgetting something. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I know that this is somewhat controversial for some people, keeping the ducks in a raised pen, but we've had plenty of problems here with hawks, especially Cooper's hawks. I lost a couple of chickens last year to Cooper's hawks, and call ducks are just hawk bait. They're so little. Yeah, they can fly, but they don't fly really well. And it's just the safest place to keep them for me. And I just have like way too many to try to do ground pens. And so this works really well for us. So I hope that helps you out. Let me know. Bye.